AEW Dynasty is tonight, and even though the Dynamite's leading up to it has been ice cold because of reasons, that doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad show. It's going to be a banger because we know TK is Mr. Pay-Per-View at the end of the day. So let's get into it. We're going to go into the 0 hour. We're not going to really go through it real fast. We're just going to speed run through this because it's not really that bad. We're going to have Shibata, Orange Cassidy versus Shane Taylor, and Lee Moriarty. It's going to be Shibata and Orange Cassidy. Next, we have Trent Beretta versus Matt Sydal. Another match that doesn't really matter. We all know Trent Beretta is going to win because of a heel turn. Then this is the match I care about. The Trios Championship match. Titles for titles. Bullet Club Gold must win. They have to win, get the Trios titles, and make things interesting again. And also, this has to be the final time that Jay White should be on a pre-show. Thank you very much. Jay White is too good to be a part of 0 hour every single pay-per-view when he's not in a main event match. So, thank you very much. Last time, Bullet Club Gold, Trios Champion, no more of Jay White on pre-shows. Now we get into the card. First match, Hook versus Chris Jericho. A match that I truly don't really care for. I think Hook should win. Most likely it's going to be Jericho, but I'll say Hook will win. Jericho will turn heel, da-da-da-da. Then we go into some real shit. Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly for the International Championship. I'm so hyped for this match. It's going to be Roderick Strong at the end of the day because he just won the title last pay-per-view. I highly doubt he would lose it right now, especially since the Undisputed Kingdom needs some gold in their faction for now. And the next one we're going to talk about is one that I'm excited for it as well. The Trios match between House of Black, Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe. The House of Black have to win because it's been so long since they've been winning, and it'll be a good build to Malachi Black versus Adam Copeland for the TNT Championship in the near future. So I do have the House of Black winning this match. Next up, we have certified banger between Okada and Pac. This match is going to be fire, and of course Okada's going to win because there's no reason for Okada to drop the title already when he just won it. So yeah, it's definitely going to be Okada, but it's going to be a banger of a match, and I'm excited for that. And then we have the next one, which is the TBS Championship, Julia Hart versus Willow Nightingale. Now, I do know Julia Hart has been rushed with an injury for a while, so I do think Willow's going to win anyways because we're obviously going to build towards her and Mercedes, which I'm super excited for. I can't wait until Mercedes finally does some in-ring work, so we'll see if that. Then, the next matchup we have is Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa for the Women's Championship. This is going to be Toni Storm retaining again. I definitely do see that happening. But I do think we might get some things where Deonna Purrazzo will turn on Thunder Rosa, and that would lead to Toni winning, and then afterwards Jamie Hayter would confront Toni Storm. I think that would be a fire way to end that match. The next one on the card is obviously going to be the Tag Team Championship match in a ladder match. I mean, listen, great 2 tag teams, but obviously everybody's thinking that the scapegoat, Jack Perry, will be back. I could really care less, honestly, but it most likely will happen, and then the EVPs will take the championships by the help of Jack Perry. Then we have one of the greatest matches that can ever be put on a card. Billy Goat Will Ospreay versus the GOAT Bryandanielson. I went back and forth with this for an hour. Like, yo, who do I think is going to win? And true to be honest, I don't care who wins. It's going to be a banger. Most likely it'll be Will Ospreay, but honestly, from looking from a long-term booking standpoint, I would have Bryan win. And the only reason I would say that is because if you have Ospreay win, there's no doubt about it, he would most likely become the #1 contender for the World Championship. And now that the World Championship will be changing hands, I don't think it's the best idea for Will Ospreay to be the #1 contender already because it's not fair to the new champion. And I think this match should be built up for All In or something. So I would hold off on Ospreay winning, have him build himself back up to being the top contender, and then maybe face the champion at All In, which we'll get to the champion in a second, but that's what I would just see happening. But Will could be winning because it is his second pay-per-view under the AEW umbrella, so we'll see. I don't know. It's up to debate, but Honestly, Will Ospreay might be winning, but from a storytelling standpoint, I would have Bryan win. And now we have the main event. Samoa Joe versus Swerve Strickland. Obviously, I just mentioned in the Ospreay and Bryandanielson match, it's gotta be Swerve. Swerve's a new champion, therefore Ospreay cannot be number one contender yet. I think Bryan would be a better number one contender because that would be a banger of a match. But yes, Swerve's gonna win, and we finally get to crowning and his big moment, him being the first ever black AEW world champion. That would be so dope. I'm gonna have some tears in my eyes because it's gonna be amazing. But what they can do is have Samoa Joe about to win, and then all of a sudden, MJF returns and costs Samoa Joe the championship by distracting him. Swerve takes advantage and he becomes a world champion. We celebrate, we're gonna have a good old time, and we build the revenge story for MJF, first attacking Samoa Joe, then going after the Undisputed Kingdom. That's how I would book AEW Dynasty. Listen, they can hold off on MJF and just let Swerve have his moment. I'm totally down for that. The show be calling AEW Dynasty. There must be some crazy surprise that's going to happen. But anyways, that's my predictions for AEW Dynasty. I'm super pumped for this pay-per-view. This is going to be a fun time. Hopefully AEW Dynamite can follow up afterwards and we can get back on track because of all the situations that TK put us through. So hopefully things work out better after this. Once again, guys, this has been Nezreax, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.